I have been searching high and low, wondering when my next triple P was going to be, considering I don't think I've done a triple P in about a month, and that is very unlike me, but there really wasn't anything hitting like that. It's been a lot of tragedy until I hopped on Instagram this evening at around 10 p.m. on this February 10th, 2023, in this our Black History Month, and I found this story involving Adidas. Now you're probably saying to yourself, Adidas is not a person. Yeah, exactly. For the first time in triple P history, I am not doing a triple P on a person, but rather a company. This is like groundbreaking stuff right here. Y'all have no idea how great this is about to be. So as we all know, Adidas parted ways with Kanye West last year because of the comments that he's been making. Now, this is not going to be a video where I'm coming into defense of Kanye West, but I do believe it was overkill in what they were doing, such as JP Morgan dropping him and then Adidas dropping him as well. Well, apparently Adidas dropping Kanye West caused a dip in their sales, because according to this article from USA Today that I'm going to read, by dropping Kanye West from their brand, well, I should say from their company, they lost more than $1 billion in revenue because the Yeezys didn't get sold. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they were still trying to sell the shoes without Kanye there, and let's just say it didn't quite work out the way that they had hoped. And that didn't take long, because that was just a couple months ago when they dropped them. Wasn't it like, I think November, around that time, maybe late October, early November when they dropped them? So it wasn't even 5 months. They couldn't survive 5 months. And I'm gonna piggyback on a comment that someone had left in the comment section when I saw this. Yeezys was keeping the lights on. Them dropping Yeezys means the lights were starting to flicker a little bit. They hanging on for dear life. They need some rewiring. But let's go ahead and get into the article itself. Adidas split from rapper Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, could cost the company some big bucks. Big bucks is an understatement, and so is some. The German sportswear company said Thursday it could lose around $1.3 billion in revenue in 2023 if it is unable to sell its existing Yeezy inventory, while operating profit would fall by about $535 million. See, they thought they was going to be able to sell these shoes without the person who is behind the operation. That's what they thought. They thought wrong. And so the thing is, they have a dilemma on their hands. They either going to have to beg him to come back, which if he's smart, he won't go back, or they're just going to have to drop that altogether. But see, they literally put themselves in a bind, because Yeezys is what was pushing Adidas forward. As you can see, losing $1 billion in revenue, that's a lot of money. A lot of money. And they shot their own selves in the foot. Now, what I found to be very interesting before I get back into this article is that when Kanye West said slavery was a choice, Adidas stayed on with him. They kept him around. But the second that Kanye West said something about them folks, they dropped him. Now they're taking a dip. So y'all just heard, if this is the first time you heard that, you can go and look it up yourself. This is Adidas karma. Adidas cut ties with Ye last October because of his anti-Semitic remarks on social media and ended the production of Yeezy branded products. At the time, the company called Ye's comments unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous. As Adidas decides what to do with its existing Yeezy stock, it said its financial guidance for 2023 accounts for the significant adverse impact of not selling the merchandise. The company faces an operating loss of nearly $750 million in 2023 if it cannot repurpose the products and writes off existing Yeezy inventory. I'm curious to how many Yeezys or how many pairs they have in stock. I'm curious. I would like to know how many they have left. But based on this number, it sounds like they have a lot. it sounds like they have a lot, and they have to sell those in order to not lose that money. And the way that it's sounding, it's not going to happen. They probably can't even sell a fraction of them shoes. The numbers speak for themselves. Adidas CEO Bjorn Gulden said in a statement, "We are currently not performing the way we should. Well, too bad, so sad. Wipe your ass with a Ziploc bag." Adidas and Ye first teamed up in 2013 and cemented their alliance in 2016 with what the company described as the most significant partnership ever created between a non-athlete and an athletic brand. After ending the partnership, Adidas said it would try to sell the apparel without the Yeezy name and branding. The key word there is try. That lets me know right there they weren't even confident that it was going to work. They said they had to they were going to try to sell the apparel. Not that they would, that they would try. So they weren't even confident that it was going to happen. Adidas stock price closed Friday at $74.61, down by 0.73%. "We need to put the pieces back together again, but I am convinced that over time we will make Adidas shine again," Golden said, "but we need some time." That's a very politically correct statement for saying we are in trouble. We need to get Kanye West back up in here, but we know that that's not going to happen. See what happens when you burn bridges? Again, keep in mind, they had no problem when he said slavery was a choice. But the minute he made so-called anti-Semitic remarks, then it was an issue. Now they have an issue. They have a few of them. And that's the end of the article. I don't know what they gonna do. It is out of my hands. What did that guy say a couple years ago? It's above me now. That's how I feel. It is above us now. Adidas, I feel absolutely positively nothing for you. That is exactly what you get. That is karma for you. See, y'all, granted, Kanye West definitely has been, was on edge quite a bit in the month of October, between that October-November spectrum, probably towards the end of September going into October and parts of November. It was a lot going on with him. But y'all shot yourselves in the foot by dropping your biggest client and the person that literally catapulted y'all into another stratosphere. Y'all thought you were going to sell his shoes without him? Are you kidding me? That just lets you know that Adidas, as big as a brand as they are, and for how many years they've been around for many, many years, before I was even born. That just shows you right there that they practice bad business ethic. And I don't know anything about running a billion-dollar corporation, but I do know this. I would have never done something that stupid. Like, if you was going to get rid of Kanye West, get rid of him completely, including his product. Don't get rid of the mastermind behind the product and then keep the product and then sell what will be the equivalent of a bummy version of it. Because that's basically what it was. No one was going to buy a bummy, watered down shoe, or the great value version, as they would call it. No one was going to do that. I don't know what they were thinking. Like I said, the smartest thing they should have done was, if they were to drop Kanye West or Ye West or Ye, which they did, then you have to get rid of everything attached to him, including the shoes. What they tried to do, they tried to kill two birds with one stone. One, get him out of there, and two, sell his shoes. Now they stuck holding a bag full of dust. A bag full of $1 billion lost in revenue. You put $1 billion in that bag as a whole in the bag, and all that money's just coming out the other end of the bag. Nothing's going in it. Well, that is on them. But again, this is my first time doing a triple P on a company, y'all. This is like, we are moving on up like George and Wheezy with this thing. We move from people to companies. But like I said, the mantra still stays the same. We feel absolutely nothing.